Welcome to Dungeons and Chickens, the podcast where chickens fight back. Episode 11.
Not gonna lie, I almost forgot what episode we were on. I was thinking like, does he know the number? Or is he gonna pause and be like, oh shit, I forgot?
I was like, welcome to episodes 70.
Number?
Umpteen. Did we reach the decimals yet? No, I don't think we reached decimals yet. All right. So, last time, our heroes found themselves pulling off a heist mission, and by pulling off, I mean that as a very loose term because it's more like stumbling through like a heist. But our heroes basically made their way and teamed up with two unlikely allies, Bree and Athena, who they just recently met in the city streets, and in order to escape the sight of Alora's father. And by doing so, and by avoiding Alora's father and avoiding conflict, they managed to go in and go to a nearby barrack and steal a bunch of potions of various types, and although trying not to hurt people, a couple guards were killed, and on their way out they managed to eventually avoid escaping, knowing the routes through the city very well, and eventually making it outside town, in which Bree and Athena managed to just leave you guys basically in the middle, outside of a town. Yes. Well, I say managed to because they basically opened a portal and just left. But with that being said, you guys are now left outside of the town, far enough away so that you're not really seen by the guards, and basically at the start of the forest. So, with that being said, I would say at this point, I don't know what I said before, but seeing as how quick it took you guys to get there last time on foot. I said like, I think I said like a month or something. I way overestimated, but in order to get to the beginning of the Forboding Bogs, I would say it's going to take you about 3 days, judging it that it took you around. You guys are on your fourth day. It took you guys 4 days to get there, basically.
Ignore me in the recording right now. I'm currently just editing the map a little bit. There you
go. All right. So with that being said, what would you guys like to do? You guys are basically at the start of the forest. It is very vibrant and green all around you, and you seem to have the day kind of ahead of you. It is about almost midday, and you guys are on the path at the current moment.
So just remind me, had we'd made camp at the end of the last session, didn't we?
No, we left off right as they left, but right now I would actually no, it's not midday. You guys actually left at nighttime, so I'm mistaken. Yeah. So you guys will have to set up camp for the night. Yeah, I think it's probably best that I mean, speaking in character, I think we probably should set up for the night. Considering we've just had a burglary, used a couple of our abilities and stuff, it would be good to get a rest, and then in the morning we can set out first light, head towards the Forboding Bogs for the last leg of our journey. Arguably should be the easiest one.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that being said, is there anything, unless you guys want, like for the sake of brevity, you want to skip ahead, is there anything you guys want to do before you settle down for the night, anything to tend to or anything to do before you go to sleep?
In all honesty, I'm happy just to set my bedroll and, proper makeshift camp. Set my bed, have a quick bite to eat and just sleep the night away. I don't mind taking first watch. But yeah, I for the sake of moving on, I'm happy just to have a quick night's sleep.
Delilah is Delilah is she's very tired, but she is as said before in the previous episode, she glances at Lyris often, but yeah, she sort of keeps to herself a little bit, and it's kind of getting ready for beddy buys. Bedtime.
All right.
Bedtime,
Okay. So I will say for now, go ahead, and if you guys have rations, remove one from each of you.
Yep.
When you guys, I would say that right now that Beatrix does not have rations. When you guys have to remove one.
I've never had rations.
Okay, I take one. So I've taken 3 away. One for me, one for Delilah, one for Beatrix.
and Alora, you have rations as well.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So 2 people are prepared. Gotcha. All right.
They've never been in my bag.
You actually got
Yeah.
nothing but gold in your bag.
All this gold is holding me down.
I don't even know what I'm doing with that still. It was
Yeah,
just,
you haven't told
just
anybody.
spite.
Well,
You still haven't told anybody, but one thing I really like is Lyra still has like this Kratos beard and he hasn't shaved yet, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
From all that sea travel.
Yeah.
I mean, next time we're actually in a town that we're not actively trying to leave quickly, you should probably just see if you can pawn some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, she doesn't
Maybe
know.
it'll
You
come
don't
in
know about
handy.
it, but
Oh,
yeah,
that was me
we'll
talking.
see.
That was me talking out of character.
Okay. All right. So, one thing you guys see kind of like while you're kind of huddling by the campfire before you guys head off to sleep. I would say this is while you're kind of eating your rations as well. Beatrix kind of like moves her kind of like her back a little bit, and she's kind of like, my back is kind of hurting just a little bit. Can one of you guys check it? It hurts a lot.
She just wants a massage.
Lyris goes over.
All right. So,
yeah,
do you want to?
Yeah, I'll say character. Beatrix, we're going to be heading. We're going to be getting very close for the Forboding Bogs. We're almost there. You know what's the matter?
I don't know. It feels like there's some kind of like sharp pain in my back.
Oh, sorry, Millie. Can
Feels
you put your camera
weird.
back on, please? Thank you. Don't turn your camera off now, because otherwise it moves it. if needs be, cover it, move up. Sorry, go on, Beatrix.
Some kind of like sharp pain in my back. It's weird. And she kind of like, and Lyris, go ahead and while you walk over, go ahead and roll an investigation check for me just to see.
Oh, I remember that.
7.
Okay. So you can see from like under her, like basically the gown that she's kind of carrying at the moment, when she was still a handmaiden of Mr. Woodway, you go over and you can kind of see there's a bit of blood underneath her, like on her back, basically. Like there's like drips of blood kind of under her cloak, kind of thing.
What can you tell us more about what this actually is on your back? You know, we know that it's something from the Woodway Manor, but you know, do you know any more about what it's doing to you? It seems to be getting worse.
Can I take a look at it as well? Sorry to interrupt. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. You go ahead and move over. Hearing the commotion, you kind of walk over and you kind of look at it as well. She kind of like, she kind of just like lifts it, like she kind of like makes it so you guys are able to see. Like she kind of like raises up on like towards like the back or whatever, and you guys can see that the rune that she has ingrained on her back has started to like bleed. So you can see that it's like starting to kind of, the markings that are kind of left on her seems to kind of like a bit drip a little bit, and he seems to kind of have created some, it's like drawing blood in some sort of way.
Can I see if is this something that Delilah maybe has come across before in like her books that she's read or something similar?
Can you roll an Arcana check?
I got an 11.
It's not like anything you've ever seen before. It seems to be some sort of like, from what you can tell and what you've pieced together so far from your knowledge, you can tell this is some sort of hex
Damn it.
put on her. And that's mainly from, not even from your knowledge, it was mainly from what Argonon Woodway told you.
Grr, if only I had advantage.
Yeah, but she, it seems to be some very, like, some sort of like, it's doing something to draw blood.
Beatrix, are you going to be able to carry on with the journey, or are we going to need to find some form of transport? Do you think you've got enough strength for tomorrow to make a full day's travel?
Yeah, I mean, I feel fine. I should be able to do it. I don't know why I wouldn't. I mean, it hurts, sure, but nothing I can't handle.
In the meantime, let's bandage you up.
Okay. So just to kind of like to see how well of a job you do, can you just roll a quick?
Oh,
I mean, I've only got a rope.
what am I rolling for? Medicine.
Medicine. If you do have cloth, like some sort of just to kind of like wrap around or anything like that.
I don't have cloth, but honestly, like Delilah would probably just rip part of her cloak. To be honest, she's not really like. I mean, she's probably wearing her cloak again. I think out of roleplay, Delilah would have given her cloak back to Alora, and they would have swapped back. But yeah, she'd just rip her cloak.
Okay. So you kind of just go from the bottom and just, like tear it, and then you kind of make it like kind of like strip, and then you kind of like wrap it around, and it seems to be, it's more rolling it towards like the bottom. And go ahead.
So I'm guessing it was the medicine check. I got a 19.
Okay. So, piecing together what you have, you're able to kind of, from what you can tell, stop the bleeding, from at least getting all over her clothes, and she kind of like puts her cloak kind of like back over it, her rest of like her dress basically all over it. She says, "Thank you. So, sorry, I didn't mean to be a bother. Just kind of, weird things."
It's fine. We just need to keep an eye on it from now on. If you feel any kind of discomfort, just let us know.
Will do. All right. So, I can take first watch. I'm already pretty awake anyway. Better keep an eye on it.
Sounds good. I'll take second. Wake me up when you're ready to sleep.
All right. Third watch. Anybody?
I'll take it.
All right.
Let Laura rest.
Here. All right. So, that is a. Let's see what we got. Perception. That's a 4.
F.
So she kind of like looks around. She's like, you can tell she's a bit distracted. But when you guys kind of go to sleep, she's more of like thinking in her head than kind of like outwardly checking. But you got, from what you guys can tell, nothing seems to disturb you guys, at least from your sleep. And she kind of wakes up and kind of goes and shakes Lyris on like the arm. She says, "All right, your turn."
Lovely stuff. I'll get myself up, sit on the watch, and just be watching the night sky. Would you like me to roll perception, or is mine?
Yes, please.
Okay. 19.
Okay, so very well. So you were kind of at this point, you're kind of getting used to the difficulties that come with being on the road almost all the time, and you're kind of adjusting to low sleep schedule. And so you're kind of just at this point getting used to what you, as a soldier, you've always kind of been conditioned to less sleep for the greater good anyway. So, but you're ended up keeping watch, and nothing seems to bother you. Everything seems all good.
Awesome.
All right.
In which case, I wake up Delilah with a bit of a gentle shake. Hey,
with the kick.
Can you wake me up by going, "Hey there, Delilah"?
Hey there, Delilah, what's it like in which city? I wake Delilah up, and literally, like, within 10 seconds of literally, like, Delilah opening her eyes, I'm already, like, on the floor.
Have you seen the... Man, this reminds me of cartoons where it's just like people go into like snore in like 5 seconds.
Yeah, that's hilarious now.
Okay, well,
right.
Delilah watches him do that and just sighs like, typical.
All right, roll for perception.
Oh, I got a 7.
Your book you're reading is very interesting. You're reading more about. You're reading very much about the history of the world, and from what you can tell, there's been a lot of. This has been a lot of war, and what I can tell you is what you've seen, and what I mean by that is a lot of the elven races have kind of been, from their previous actions and who they've sided with. In the past, like they've sided with kind of the wrong side previously, and with like kind of the drow who they've seen are kind of shifty. The elves align themselves with them when going against races such as Foderos and Jorog, around like such things like ridiculous kind of wars, and they've been mainly exiled to Valyrian. And you'll see some members of scattered, but it's rare, and they usually have more business anyway. That's what you get from your studies, history lesson.
Interesting.
All right. With that being said, you kind of, as you're reading your book, you nothing comes and disturbs your reading. Which
I just get stabbed in the back immediately.
you like your book? Just kidding.
The stabby robbers again.
Yes, the stabby. Yeah, when the war like stabbed a guy like 25 times for.
Just because
the stabby bandits.
Mention that.
Just
I'm the hero.
I know that Vagazi will be very interested. What was Saul doing during that watch, Rhea?
Yeah.
Probably being a fucking prick, let's be honest. That's kind of his thing.
He's playing with Salem.
Yeah, he's just like he's taken a liking to Salem, and he's kind of like cuddled up with him because Salem is nice and warm. Sorry, Salem is a girl. I keep forgetting that because Salem is a boy. But yeah, Saul is like cuddled up with Salem and keeping warm next to her.
All right. So, what do you guys want to feed Salem? By the way, we're gonna pretend you guys fed Salem.
Let's feed
Saul,
about
get
that?
in the mouth. Just cram the bird.
You stole my food for the last time.
Yeah. What do you guys want to feed this pig?
Oh God, what does a pig normally eat?
Anything.
Yeah.
Literally anything. They'll eat humans.
All right. Can I? When I wake up Lyris would normally wake up pretty early anyway. I would always wake up in the morning. I would do my normal thing where I kind of walk a little bit away from the camp and just sit myself down in prayer for a little while, kind of just prepare my spells for the day, of which right now it's still the same spells. But whilst I'm out there, can I possibly go do some foraging, see if I can maybe find some berries and kind of general stuff for him?
Yeah, so you're going to have to go around and see which berries are edible and which ones aren't. You're not going to be testing them themselves, but we'll see how well your knowledge holds up from being a soldier. So roll a nature check to see how many berries you find and how good they are.
Sounds good. 5.
I'm
killing Salem.
You are not very lucky when it comes to finding these berries. But what ones you do, they don't smell good and actually kind of smell kind of gross. So you decide not to take any.
Sounds good.
But you do. I mean, yeah, you have to pay, don't really see much. It's kind of just a vibrant forest. It's hard to find things. It's pretty busy. So even with you're good at killing people, not finding berries.
Can I try?
So
It's her pig.
I'm okay.
I mean, if Lyris, if you want to go over and tell her and talk to her.
I come back to camp I come back to camp. I'm guessing the other two are awake by now. Guys, I was hoping I could come back and surprise you guys with some food for Salem. But not gonna lie, I only saw some kind of green berries back there, and not gonna lie, based on the smell that I smell, yeah, they weren't very good. I don't know whether you guys want to go have a little look, but otherwise, I can give rations to Salem if you'd like, but I'm down to 2 rations, and considering the journey we got ahead, I feel like we should be careful. I don't know if anyone else wants to give it a try.
I am. I'll go. I'll definitely go take a look.
Okay. We'll see if you're more in tune with nature. Let's check. Nature. 5.
Another 5.
No.
I think that she should get advantage because she is foraging for her newfound pet.
Okay, so if Lyris is going to be helping you, then that's advantage.
Oh.
So if you were with advantage, you roll the natural 20.
That's a nice
All
deal.
right. So merciful.
Not allowing the pig
All
to
right,
die.
so looking around in the forest, you kind of see certain bushels of berries you've recognized, kind of living in the outdoors and kind of fending for your own. You've known what berries are kind of good and which ones don't hold up as well as with your stomach, and you managed to pick the ones that you seem to recognize from this area, seeing as how you are so adept with the wilderness here. And you managed to pick some berries that you think will be suitable not only for yourself but for Salem as well, and she will very much appreciate it.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Berry
All right.
time.
I would like, as Delilah, I would like to have a check on Beatrix's back as well to see how it fared overnight.
Okay.
So, in role play, Delilah is still up because she took last watch, and it was uneventful, although she learned some from her book. So as the others go off, she looks at Beatrix and says, "Okay, let me take a look at your back now."
Sure thing. Here's hoping. And she kind of basically like lifts it up and she kind of like shows you what like the homemade bandaging you did yesterday. And once you kind of untie it and see like what the kind of bandaging looks like, you can see that her wound, you can see that part of, so the wound initially when it was on her back, basically, it was created in a way that it kind of was like burned into her back, and you can see that, and like at least it seemed arconically was burned into her back, and you can see it kind of like burn marks kind of around the skin, as if it was like, this is not a like a tattoo or something like that. It's not really healthy, but you can see towards like the bottom, at least of what the like the rune she has on her, you can see it's like the blood that was on her is kind of starting to like crystallize in a way towards the bottom, and you can see it's kind of like hard, like as if it's kind of like hardening on like her on the back, like on her back or whatever. But when you touch it, it seems to kind of not seem like anything. It's kind of like crystal or whatever towards like the back bottom of her wound.
Bruh.
Yeah,
That's a certifiable bruh moment, to be honest. Okay. Okay. I'm trying to think of whether Delilah would be like, yeah.
Yep, it's fine.
Looks fine. Looks fine. You're doing so good, actually. Whereas she'd be like, girl, you're gonna die. You're gonna die in the next couple hours. Okay, she looks at it, and actually, she pretty much does my reaction, which is her eyes just kind of bug out of her skull and just like, well, it's not bleeding anymore, so that's good. However, you are sort of maybe a little bit crystallizing a smidgy bit. Like you're kind of like you're turning into caramel, you know? You're kind of caramelizing.
Still crystallizing?
Yeah, I think that's... yeah, it's probably bad. It's probably bad, but you're not bleeding anymore.
Okay, I don't have time to deal with it. Just bandage it back up. We'll keep going. It's not harming me right now.
Don't worry.
I don't really, it doesn't hurt.
Listen, I traveled pretty much the whole fucking world to find you. I'm not going to let you die because you've got some treacle on your back, okay? I'm gonna save you. It's going to be fine.
Thank you. I'll do my best to keep up.
It'd be so anticlimactic if you died now, honestly.
just take her out. Just, I'm sorry. Just lift her back.
It's the kindest thing I can do.
When me and Laura get back, can we be like, hey, guess what? I found my berries.
I found my berries. So
we
you kind of
return back and we feed Salem.
Yeah, so I mean, if any of you guys have like a spare pouch, you kind of have like a small like you kind of like a mini like sort of knapsack for berries, and you can kind of you kind of like go over and like give some to Salem, and she is very appreciative. Eats it very quick. Pig eating noises because I can't do it on my microphone. So thank you, everybody. But with that being said, the day is ahead of you. You guys you slept very late last night. So I would say it's a bit later in the day. So you guys woke up around 10 o'clock, almost 11.
That counts as a long rest in terms of our spell slots and stuff?
Yes, it still counts as a rest for all of you. I only use one
spell before anyway, but...
Yeah, all your spells should be regenerated now. All good.
Lovely. All right, so after feeding... Actually, just out of interest, so for Millie... how many berries does she have left now that she's fed Salem, just so she can add it to her inventory for later?
Yes.
So instead of like having like a solid number, I would just say you brought around, I would say, a half bag full of berries, and I would say around after you've like kind of fed the pig and everything, I would say you have about
well, think of it this way: how many meals worth for Salem did she find, and therefore one is now gone?
3 days.
3 days worth around, and 1 day has now been given.
Natural 20. So you managed to find and gather a lot from what she was able to scavenge.
So she's got 2 days worth left.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay. In Lyris form. Okay, if everyone's ready to get going, we should get on our feet nice and soon. I'd like to think that the hardest bit of this journey is behind us now that we've passed Brolkog. We're going to have to try and make haste and avoid any more confrontation if we want to make it to the Forboding Bogs as soon as possible. Keep in mind we are now in heavy territory for the war zone, considering that we are now closer to the border between the two war zones. So let's make haste. And if anyone has any issues, let me know. And let's make it. Get on our way.
Sounds good.
Let's go.
So you guys begin walking, and are you guys going to be traveling through the woods, or are you since you're past this town, are you guys now going to be taking the path?
So okay, quick question.
If you do travel through the forest, you're technically on difficult terrain, and so you will be slowed, and now add an extra day to your travel.
Okay, quick question. Again, this is in character. So Lyris turns to Beatrix as we kind of. Correct me if I'm wrong. We're currently are we in the forest, or are we kind of against the road at the moment?
You went kind of into the forest
a little bit,
and you kind of into an alcove and sort of like an area where it seems kind of a little bit open enough in order to set up a campfire and some sleeping bags and such.
Okay, turning to Beatrix. I turn around and say, Beatrix, I've been in the Ashen Land well enough to know its minor routes. I know we've got a few decisions on our hands. We've got a road that heads north that we could follow to head towards kind of the northern part of Forboding Bogs. We could take the easterly road that heads towards Droda, towards Felgon, and we could then head north and go through the south. Or we could take the route straight through the forest and just go straight for Forboding Bogs. Now, this is where I'm going to need your help. You know, all we've really been told is that there's somewhere in the Forboding Bogs that we're going to be able to find out more about how to get this rune off you. Do you happen to know at all? You know, Forboding Bogs is a very large part of this world. Do you happen to know anywhere? You know, can you give us some indication of whereabouts we're going? It might give us a better indication of what path to take.
So, Beatrix kind of looks around, and she kind of tries. She goes to, and she kind of thinks for a little bit, and she's like, "So, from the stories I've heard from Argonon when he was telling me, the Forboding Bogs is not just an area of swamp. It was once, from what I can tell, a large civilization that made up that area, and something happened, and the ruins are all throughout the land. So in order to get a thorough kind of way, we're going to have to it's going to sound bad, but we need to basically search and just keep looking around the entire area. It's dangerous, but if we're going to get the rune off my back, it's one of the only options I see coming, because there's no really way to identify unless you guys have something to identify what we're looking for.
I mean,
well,
we do have the teddy bear, but I'm trying to think of what question we could ask it to that would actually, you know, we can't just be like, where do we need to go? We need to ask it something a bit more specific about what we're looking for. But in the meantime, if that's not fruitful, I think personally, unless anyone has any other thoughts, I think our best bet would be to take the northern road then, because at least that way we'll be traveling farther from Felgon and not Felgon, sorry, further from Felgon, and therefore further away from potential Steelfist Legion troops. And then when we get close to the border with Farados, we can head east off of the road and then maybe start working our way down the Forboding Bogs. I'd like to think there's not going to be too many Felgon soldiers in the Forboding Bogs, so there we should be able to do our search relatively unhindered. Anyone got any better ideas? Or is everyone happy with that plan?
I mean, it seems like it's the best chance we got here. But do you think Felgon might you know the Legion best? Would the Steelfist Legion ever be tempted to use the Forboding Bogs as some sort of counterattack position?
I mean, it's a possibility. I've been away from Felgon's army now for a large majority of my life. I don't know how their tactics have changed. I mean, when I was part of the Steelfist Legion, I was only a child. I never actually went out to war myself. All I know is that they attack the Ashenland. I don't know, I don't know how much they use for the Forboding Bogs. It may be likely, but I'd like to think that, considering that it's uneven, as stated, it's uneven terrain. It's not the best place to be. Surely it'd be more of a hindrance, but it's a risk we have to take. But I still think that by heading on the Northern Road, at least we know we're not heading further into the Ashenland, where there's almost certainly going to be conflict.
North Road sounds best, doesn't it?
Unless, and again, I turn to Delilah here. Unless, can you think of any way that we can word it to that teddy bear of yours? See if it can give us some indication of where to start looking with the Forboding Bogs. I mean, what can we really ask it? All we know, correct me if I'm wrong, but all we know so far is that we're looking for some ruins in Forboding Bogs that hold some secrets to Beatrice's magic.
Well, we could start small and ask it to just point us to the Forboding Bogs so that we just have a straight line going there. Or I could ask it just take us to ruins in the Forboding Bogs, and then at that point maybe we just kind of pinball between them and see. I say pinball. Pinball isn't going to be a thing in D&D land. Yes, my favorite game, pinball. I played it all the time in the church.
We found it in the ancient ruins.
Yeah.
next to the ye olde foosball table.
That's the secret of Beatrix's magic. It's the old pinball, pinball machine.
It's like, oh hell yeah.
We could zigzag between them. There's got to be zigs and there's got to be some zags. So a zigzag sounds like a good term. I don't know. What do you all think?
Beatrix?
Wait, you have a bear?
What?
Wait, you have a teddy bear?
I am an adult and I can own whatever I like, Beatrix. Okay.
You're a teenager. Don't even talk like that.
An adult. Okay.
Don't talk like that to your elders.
Oh, you do not want to get me started on this.
But yes, we managed to acquire some trinkets on our way actually to see you. One of which is a teddy bear, which, as cute as it may seem, it points to any direction when asked for direction. When you ask it to locate something, it's actually
how we found you.
It's actually how we found you. Yeah.
So maybe don't insult my teddy bear.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So do you just speak to it and it tells you where to go?
Yeah, just ask it a question and it points with its magical fluffy arm.
Okay, well, lead the way. Do you want to pull it out?
Yeah, I will, but I don't know when to ask it yet.
Okay, how about we ask it this? And as you, I'm guessing you're just kind of like holding out the teddy bear in your hands. I just like
I'm really, cuddling it, mate.
I really cutely kind of bend down and get my face really close to it, as if you're just talking to it like a puppy or something, and just say,
"Hey, buddy,
hey, buddy, how's it going?" And I just say to it, "Let me think. Okay, maybe this might be vague, but hey, let's give it a try. Show us the way to Beatrix's destiny."
Oh.
It just shrugs its shoulders like.
I don't know, man. So, the bear takes a moment, and you wait for a second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds.
Is it broken?
Just points at the ground, saying like, it's just going to be in the ground. She's going to die.
What the fuck? That's so morbid.
Her destiny is being 6 feet under.
Does not seem to give an exact response to you.
Fuck.
It does not move.
Take us to the source of Beatrix's magic. I forgot her name for a second now. I'm sorry. I forgot my sister's name.
The bear.
Please?
Oh, now that you said please, he's gonna play.
Yeah, PLS, please.
The bear takes a moment after you ask your question, and he kind of just sits there, and then eventually you kind of see like some in its very cold like dead plasticky eyes, you can see like some kind of sort of like light blue glow within within the one that's like has like the patch over its side that's covering it, so as if it's been patched up, and you can see it points in a direction, and it's down the path.
Oh.
North path or east path?
It from where you guys are right now, it points directly like as if you guys have to go through the woods.
Oh, okay. So correct me if I'm wrong. Like, looking at the map, and this is also the map that the viewers can see. Correct me if I'm wrong. Where I presume we are right now. In fact, actually, I could actually draw this if you're looking at. I'm going to draw it as if you got. I know you guys are currently looking at Roll20. Those in chat, I don't think. Sorry, those in YouTube won't see this. But I'm circling it now in red for reference on the YouTube where you see the two paths meet at Brolkog. I'm kind of circling there. I presume that we're kind of in that woods, maybe about here. Just kind of to the east of Brolkog, and we're making the decision whether to go up that path, or through. So is it kind of pointing through?
Yeah, it's pointing as if it's going the path of most resistance, but it's like the shortest. It's like when your GPS tells you like the shortest way to get there, but it's like obviously like you have to like go like do like 20 like turns. You have to go off the highway and like go and do a U-turn or whatever. It's like very complicated to go to a simple place, but it's basically saying. It's pointing towards you can see it's pointing towards the woods.
Okay, and then so I turn to Saul and go, well, I guess we're going the way the crow flies, and then kind of like nudge my shoulder towards him.
Saul swears at you in bird.
He looks at you sideways and crows at you then.
Okay, well, I guess we're taking the shortest path. I just hope that the terrain isn't too bad, but at least hopefully we'll get there in good time. All right, follow on.
Going straight through the woods will add a day to your travel.
That's fine. That's the way the bear wants. That's the way the bear gets.
Yeah, I will lead the charge because I shall hold the teddy bear because nobody else can hold it. It's mine. Keep your dirty paws off.
All right,
how did that nursery rhyme go with the teddy bear's picnic, by the way? Because I feel like Delilah would be kind of humming that under her breath as she goes.
I have no idea that one. I have not heard of that one.
I can't remember how it goes.
I've never even heard of a teddy bear nursery rhyme.
I know what you're on about. I know what one, but I don't know how
if you go down to the woods today. That one. Got it.
Okay, I've never even heard that before.
It must be a British thing.
Yeah, I think it might
probably
be a
must be
British nursery rhyme or something.
Okay.
I remember. Oh my god.
So with that, yeah, we now move out, and we leave the path and kind of start to, again, describing it for those watching on YouTube. We start walking directly into the woods, kind of like split where those two paths split, heading eastward. We walk directly now in between them, heading towards that large patch of foresty area. I appreciate the whole thing is foresty, but like for describing the map, we're now going directly towards that large foresty area to the east. In terms of walking pattern, Lyris will take the lead, considering that.
No. I just said Delilah would take the lead because she's holding the teddy bear.
Oh, sorry, I missed you saying that you were going to take the lead. I thought you said you were just holding the teddy bear. Okay. Well, in which case, I'll take second behind Delilah. Because what I was going to say is I presume that being rough terrain, there might be times where like we might have to cut through bushes and stuff. Which
I'll be in the middle so someone can keep an eye on my back.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
So
I'll go behind.
Okay. So we'll put Delilah at the front, me directly behind in case of any bush chopping. Behind me will be Beatrix. Behind her will be Alora with Salem. Let's go.
So, with that being said, you guys leave pretty early in the morning. After figuring this out, I would say you guys talk for about 30 minutes, just kind of deciding what your game plan is here.
Yeah.
After that, I would say it's reaching about 11 o'clock, so almost midday. You guys essentially go and you keep walking, and you guys go through the woods, which does prove to be a bit more difficult. You guys have to like watch where you're stepping more often. It's a lot more difficult to like manage where you're stepping. But with that being said, you guys are able to make your way a little bit easier thanks to like you at least you know where you're going and you know you're going somewhere where the bear tells you to go. But around I would say 3 hours later of traveling, unless there's something you guys wanted to do along the way while just walking through the woods, I will have one of you, let's say Delilah, since you're at the front. Actually, no, all of you guys roll a perception check for me, everybody,
Oh yeah, get ready for the.
including
Let's do it.
Beatrix.
I'm just gonna call it out now. I'm gonna get a nat 20. Fuck. I mean, that's not too bad. I got a 14. Rhea got a 12.
Yeah, I got a 12.
Hello.
What about you, Aurora?
Oh!
3 for Aurora. Okay, so
It's just one of those days, you know.
Hey, what it means,
doesn't
Millie,
matter.
is if and when we get into combat, I'm gonna make a guess now. If and when we get into combat, that's when you're gonna become OP again. You watch.
I always do.
Exactly.
natural 20 every single time, vaporizing everybody. All right. So with a 12, 14, 15 for Beatrix, and a 3, Beatrix is the only one that hears this noise. You can see that Beatrix kind of like pauses for a moment. She's like, "Wait, do you guys hear that?" And she's like,
No.
I kind of like raise my hand like in a militarized fashion to everyone stop. What'd you hear?
"Do you hear that? No, keep moving."
Shut the fuck up, B.
Goodness.
You know, I put my hand on like Rhea on Delilah's shoulder and put my hand up as if like, you know, stopping Delilah and getting the rest to stop me up. What'd you hear, Beatrix?
It's this slight kind of rumbling noise. It's headed towards the direction the bear is pointing, I think.
Oh, that can only be good news.
Rumbling.
I don't know. It's what I mean. It seems like something is either like stomping or moving, something a little bit large.
An animal?
Okay,
Maybe.
Delilah, can you get Saul to fly up and ahead and come back and report? I can always speak to him when he comes back.
Delilah looks at Saul and says, go. I was
Onwards.
Sorry, if it helps,
Excelsior.
Actually, okay,
I
no.
was gonna do something proper, and then I was like, no, I didn't even know what to say, to be honest. She's just like, go on then, you little fuck. Off you fuck.
Because, like, okay, I just to double check before, like, if this isn't the case, then I'll happily cast it now. Is it under the assumption that Saul does understand English from us? So when we speak to him, he understands. It's just that I only really have to cast Speak with Animals to be able to understand back what he's saying. Right in saying that?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So, yeah.
Beef through Saul is an intelligent creature in the way that he has some sort of bond with humans a bit more than other birds do, and so he is able to interpret commands and certain phrases, but not complete paragraphs, but more just like where is he kind of thing.
Cool. All right. Well, yeah. I guess I'd have to speak if I was speaking to Salem. Okay. Yeah. In which case, yeah. We advise Salem to fly ahead and scout out.
Oh, Salem is the pig.
That's the one. But does that Salem off to just oink himself around?
just throw Salem in the air. Otherwise, you guys. So are you guys gonna be like waiting in the same spot while Saul kind of goes overhead and goes to investigate, or are you guys gonna keep moving forward?
We're gonna stall.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like looking out in the direction and like trying to see if I spot anything in the distance. Maybe is basically Delilah's just doing what she can to keep an eye out wherever possible.
Okay, so about 10 minutes later, Saul kind of comes back and he looks frantic. He kind of like is like when he gets back and he's like on top of Delilah's head, he's basically crowing a bunch. Very panicked looking. Oh wait. Roll a I know Saul may not have like a character sheet of his own, but are you able to roll for perception with Saul?
Yeah, sure.
Or like,
I mean, just minus any. Rhea has a modifier of 3, so minus that. So that'll be 19.
I will say, for a Raven, I don't exactly know like its modifier, but I will. Since it's a bird, it does have relatively good eyesight. So I will say it does have a modifier of 2. So he rolled a 20. So yes, that my point stands. He comes back very frantic still.
Okay, so in which case I'm going to cast Speak with Animals. I'll minus myself 1 spell slot. Which just to be aware, obviously it doesn't mean that he can actually speak to me like. For people that haven't seen Speak with Animals before, it doesn't mean that like Saul can now speak in English, or I can't understand exactly what he's saying. It just means that they can give me information about locations and monsters in their own way, if that makes sense. It's not like I can necessarily. Oh, correct me if I'm wrong, Dry Bones, but it's not like I can actually speak their language, is it? It's just that I can now interpret their, the way he's coring, I can kind of interpret it and have a conversation with them.
Well, it says comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts. So,
Okay.
yeah, if Saul does end up speaking, I would like to say that he is just as much of a sweary Mary as Delilah is, and will be saying the word fuck a lot, along with a lot of other swear words.
All right, Jarvis, can you role play a sweary crow for me? And we'll have a conversation.
So what I will say is with Speak with Animals in this instance, or at least in this campaign, I've seen people in the past, I think Speak with Animals directly means like you can literally speak with animals and they can speak back to you. That's because that's what I've seen in every other instance. I think it is, like you said before, it is a bit limited. But like it says, the spell says it is limited by their intelligence, but crows are one of the smartest like animals out there. So you're able to kind of comprehend everything.
Can we have a role, rather than just telling me, can we have a role play conversation where you play
What do you want to
say,
crow? Charlie? What do you want to say, Iris?
Saul, you should be able to. I can understand you for the next few minutes. Tell me exactly what you've seen.
Danger! Oh, over there.
All right, calm down. Describe to me
Danger.
what you saw.
Fuck! Danger! Fuck!
I understand danger. What did you see? Was it a person? Was he wearing shiny?
Eating a deer.
Beast.
Or large beast eating a deer.
Oh.
They had friends, two friends, one big guy, one big guy.
A guy and a beast.
Was it one big creature and two small ones?
So they were creatures, were they? They weren't wearing any shiny.
Oh, they looked like animals.
Okay. Were they standing up on 2 feet?
They were eating a deer, so no.
Okay. How far ahead? How many?
I don't know. I don't know length. I don't know length.
Is it in? Are they in a clearing or are they? Are they well covered?
It took me like 5 minutes to get over there.
Okay. Rest yourself on Delilah's shoulder. You've done really good. Well done, Saul. And I like
panic. And you can just gonna see like he kind of like goes. He's like cawing on top of. So everybody else like Lyris is speaking in English, but he's basically like the crowing. He's crowing a ton, and he's just on Delilah's head. So he's making a lot of noise, honestly.
All right. So I turn to the others and say, in case you didn't understand that. He swore a lot. No, he says that there was a couple of at least he said 1 big and 2 small. He said there were some beasts eating a deer up ahead. That's all he could really describe. He was very, very panicked. He said about 5 minutes worth of flight time. What do you guys want to do? Should we move forward, or do we want to try and skirt around these?
Well, I'm going to shut Saul the fuck up first. So I'm going to take him like off my shoulder, off my hat, wherever he is. And I'm just kind of going to like give him like some soothing head pats and be like, shh, it's okay. Don't worry.
This last 10 minutes, Charlie.
Yeah.
So while she's like petting him, you can see calmness. Petting. Tired. Tired.
Isn't the way to calm birds normally they put blindfolds on them? Rick, can you not just like put Saul underneath your hat to like block out the light so that he just like it calms him down?
Oh yeah, I'll do that. I'll just be like, here you go. You just sit in here. You just stay quiet. It's okay, baby. And just put the hat on over the top.
Sun turned off.
Just muffled. Help! Help! Help!
The sun turned off. Someone turn it back on.
All right, yeah. So I turn to the rest and say, look, we have two choices here. We can either try and go a different direction and avoid them, or we can get the edge and see who these are. I don't know whether it's an intelligent beast, someone who we can talk to, or something or someone we're gonna have to fight. My only concern is that if they've managed to kill and hunt a deer, clearly they have speed and hunting on their side. And for all we know, they've already got our scent or already know we're nearby. My only concern is if we try and go a different direction, will they not just track us? And then we're going to be at the disadvantage. I feel like we should.
You can kind of hear. They weren't focused on you.
Okay. Okay, yes. So according to Saul, they weren't focused on us. They were focused on their dinner. But what do you guys think? Should we use the element of surprise and see if we can attack these things and move forward in the direction we want? Or do you reckon it'd be best to try and skirt round and hope that they don't track us?
I want to see that they are, personally.
Alora?
Yes.
Alora? Oh. Okay. Alora is currently in thought.
Looking at her stuff like, ooh, cool.
Beatrix kind of goes like, what kind of animal was it?
I lift up Delilah's hat. Go.
Well, oh, wait a minute.
So, did they have any? Were they furry?
Okay, so you can see for a moment. So you can before you lift up the hat, you could hear snoring sounds, and then you kind of like open, just like danger, fuck.
So it's just me, Saul. It's just me. Going back to those beasts you saw. Did they have fur?
Yes.
And did they have any weapons, or were they just animals?
They were weird. One was like patchy. The other two were like patchy also, but the other one was big.
How big, Saul? Because we're big to you. Were they bigger than me?
It's hard to measure it's hard to measure as a bird. It's very weird.
But do you think they were bigger than me?
They were like 3 times my like 6 times my size.
Okay. Thank you, Saul. And I put the hat back down. You go back to sleep now.
The moment the hat touches it, like the moment it goes dark again, he goes. And just so you know, you speak with animals did just run out as well.
Okay,
so
cool.
That's it. So you just hear kind of like crow snoring. Yeah, that's it.
Beatrix, are you in any position to fight, if needs be?
Better as I'll ever be. I think if patchy. What does patchy mean? That's weird. I mean, if it's an animal, I mean, it's the way the teddy bear's pointing us anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, and
so I mean, it's gonna be pretty hard to sneak by animals anyway. So I mean, worst case scenario, we just
animals.
Again, I turned to Laura at this point, and noticed that during this time, Laura's been just like petting Salem and like not even really like almost like, oh yeah, I forgot, like Laura and Salem are still here. Laura, what do you think we should do? We've got a situation whereby we've got potentially 3 beasts up ahead of us. We could either head straight on, use the element of surprise, and see if we can either get past them or attack them. Or we could try going a different way, but then considering they're beasts and they've managed to track down and kill a deer, they might catch scent of us and then hunt us down, and then we're going to be on the negative of that surprise attack. Are you feeling fit and ready for a fight? If we do plow on?
Yeah, I feel like we could take it on.
Okay.
Like
have you ever had an animal here? And by here I mean the Ashenlands. Have you ever had an animal or beast described as patchy? If you want to, you can roll a
Yeah.
yeah roll a nature check for me.
We don't know how my last nature check.
Ew. Let's see if this one's better.
Ooh.
Much better.
18.
Looking through your memory, no animal you've encountered before has been patchy, really, barely at all. One thing you have seen that was patchy was, and this probably goes for all of you, were the animals in the underground when you saw the visions, when you saw the underground king.
I was literally just thinking that. I was about to
Oh.
That's one thing. Those are the only animals that you've seen that seem like otherwise patchy with the flesh and fur. Those are the only animals that outward seem to you patchy. But in as far as like encountering animals in the wild, you've not seen patchy animals before, other than like all fur. But this is like flesh and fur before.
Are we going to just assume that Bunny's just told us that?
Yep. And so she kind of just relays what she can recall back to you.
Okay. So look, if this isn't a beast that's natural to the Forboding Bogs, and if it's something that's potentially related to our main objective here, which is to put an end to these underground monsters, I think we owe it to this area to investigate it. You know, we've seen what happened up in Especia. If there's another sort of tear in the ground, if there's monsters that are somehow escaping in this area, we owe it to the area to get rid of them. You know, we got to remember that's our main objective here. Once we've sorted out Beatrix, we need to raise that army and get back. And if we can, in the meantime, eradicate another rift, then let's do it. I think we should plow on.
Sounds good.
And plus, you know, we're already traveling at a slower rate heading through this forest. The last thing we want to do is now do a U-turn or go somewhere else and spend more time. Right, here's what we're going to do. Delilah, you get behind me now. I'll take the front. It's up to you if you want to be directly behind me or if we want to maybe slot in behind Laura or something. Let's head forward as stealthily as possible until we can at least get our own eyes on these beasts and then make a decision from there about how we're going to potentially attack or evade. Sound good?
Yeah.
All right. We get in that formation and plow on forward, but a bit more creepily like.
So do you want to be stealthing as in to avoid attention to yourselves?
I mean, stealthing in the sense of like, you know, if you're think of walking through a woods rather than walking at a normal pace where there's going to be lots of, you know, twigs breaking and stuff like that. We're going to be walking at a relatively slow pace.
But you don't want to stealth, or do you? Like, do you want to purposely try and avoid being seen?
Yes,
like,
yes. We are approaching slowly and stealthily with the intention of trying to get a vision on them without being seen or detected by them.
Okay, well, I'll need a stealth check for everybody then. That is something you have to try and maintain.
Oh, fuck me sideways.
So I got a 12. Bunny got a 23. Rhea, what did you get?
Well, I'm glad you asked because I got a natural 1.
Okay. So
could I get advantage with that? No,
Beatrix rolled a 3.
Oh wow. Okay,
Well,
sisters are shit at this.
Okay, so you guys basically go and walking through the forest. A lot of you think you're being stealthy, but then occasionally you'll see Delilah being her own self, kind of tripping over like a root and catching herself, and then you'll have Beatrix step on a twig, break it, and everything. You'll see like these small instances of like disorder amongst relatively quiet stealthing
We're back
missions.
to the days of where I tripped over out of the cart and fell flat on my face like in episode 1.
Yes. Alora though is in her element. She's used to this. She's very used to stealthing when it comes to through the forest, at least.
Let's go.
So, maintaining kind of what you have, your formation, and being a bit like stumbling, let's go ahead and I will do something real quick while we're.
I'm frightened.
Let me 1 second. That is okay. All right. So with that being said, you guys basically go and you guys basically go and walk over to what seems like a small clearing. You guys come upon basically kind of like a rock sort of elevated from the elevated above the ground. This just seems like a natural rock has moss on it.
I like this
everything
boulder.
kind of standard. And you can kind of see in the distance there is a group of like a hole, like a giant hole basically in front of it, and you can kind of you can see one. Okay, I'm gonna have to pull up the description because it's very specific. I want to make sure I nail it.
Ooh.
Get ready for a fight.
So what you have in front of you is what seems to be a very, very large chimera creature. What it is, has a large amount of tan, orange-ish kind of fur and bits of human skin. What it is, it'll have patches of it will look like a person. So you have like a normal arm. It'll be like a majority of like orangish fur, and then you'll have like a large like circular patch of just human flesh, basically.
Ew.
Looking more at it, it has the snout and ears of a chimera, but its face is divided down the middle, and on the right side it looks to be what human skin with what like looks like the eye, but on the left it looks like it has the eyes and fur of a chimera. So from like basically the top of here to the bottom of here for those in the video, it's all kind of chimera, but then this like small bit on the top here, that's all human, and it's basically from the jaw to the top left of the face is chimera, and the top right is like human, and it has two chimera ears, and its teeth are very jagged, and it's very bloody,
Very British,
ripping up.
say.
Yes, ripping up this deer that very viciously.
That's my sleep paralysis demon.
Yeah, and you can see along the side there are two familiar creatures that you've noticed before, or at least the kind of you noticed before. Very bloodied as well, but doesn't seem to be hurt. It's just two chimera creatures, just miniature versions.
Okay.
No, the fans are not here.
Have they seen us?
Yet. Funny you say that, because as you look over, and kind of get like a glimpse to investigate, as you guys are kind of all peeking through the brush and looking, you guys can see the large chimera creature kind of sniffs really, and he kind of like and kind of goes over and kind of like he walks over, boom, boom.
When was the last time we bathed?
And he kind of goes over and kind of like starts like walking over to where you guys are heading because of your failed stealth check.
Excuse me, how dare you put this on me? I can't control my smell.
So he's stomping over to you. Doom, doom, doom. You the ground kind of vibrates as you see this, and as he kind of stands basically on it He's on 2 feet, and as you can see on 2 feet, this creature is about 7 feet tall and is very muscular.
Oh, so about as tall as Hackdy then.
He is very tall and he is very built. This creature is very mutated, but it is very swole. So with that being said, you guys are he's slowly walking over to you. Is there what do you guys want? What would you guys like to do in the few seconds that you're able to spare?
I would like to cast Prestidigitation, and I would like to create a small diversion, which I'm going to make like I want it to be like a little kind of like a little puff of like some sparks, basically, that kind of go up like above their head, and go pew.
That was an accident.
That's right.
Okay. So, all right. So this is all right. So the spell save is 13. Is that wisdom?
Just
you
a
can create
spell save
an illusionary image. You can dismiss it. So I believe it says the spell save DC is 13. So for perception, I'm going to assume it's perception, which is under wisdom.
Okay.
So he has to make a wisdom saving throw is what I'm going to assume here. And let me just pull it up real quick.
Just checking for my own benefit before we see if it hits or not. Where are you casting it? What's your intentions, Rhea?
I am casting it kind of like over their heads, sort of like it's sort of like a you know, like a Catherine wheel where it goes and like sparks go flying off. It's kind of like that, and
As in,
I want it to be like above their heads, basically. So
they look
like
up.
so the sparks kind of go pew, kind of down. Although I don't know the proximity between the big guy who's heading over to us and the two others. I'm assuming that he's maybe like walked.
So he's walking over. Like they're about 20 feet from you currently. The other one he's about 10 feet from you, the big one, but the other two are kind of tearing into the beast, but kind of like holding their attention, getting ready to be ready.
Okay. Then I'd like it to be like at an angle where it's like behind the big guy, so that he has to turn around, ideally.
Okay. What's the range is 10 feet. So
shit.
And if the chimeras, that would just make them in the range, but you would have to make, in order for them to be in the range, like how it's positioned, there's going, like if you want to put it on like the back, like right behind him to the left where you're looking, it would only distract one of them. But if you want them all to be distracted, you have to put it directly behind the big guy and have them all like look towards it.
I mostly just want the big guy to be distracted because he's the only one who's like onto us.
Okay, so I'm gonna have him roll a wisdom saving throw. So for the big guy, it's a 4. And for the small ones, oh sorry, it's only one of them. So here, I'll roll once. That's a 4. The other one is not in the range of it, but seems to. So as he casts Prestidigitation, you can see as the sort of like spinning wheel that you're casting, you quickly and as you see this creature is heading over your, oh shit, and you kind of quickly do some small hand motions and then release it from your grasp, and you can see this Prestidigitation appears behind the big guy and seems to kind of entrance him a little bit, and for now it leaves him. I believe you create music or can distract. You can cast a spell multiple times.
It's just going to be a distraction, I think. That's it. I think Rhea's intention was for him to look
distraction. I want to see if this gives him like. I don't think this gives him.
I guess it might give us an advantage on our roll if we attack now.
It's so right now. I wouldn't say it's stunned because it doesn't say anywhere in the spell it's stunned. But you did create a distraction, and it's kind of like. And so it kind of goes in like steps over. He's like. Doom. He steps away from you guys and heads kind of towards the spinning object 10 feet away from him.
Sorry, correct me if I'm wrong, but Rhea casted it above him, so is he not looking up?
He's looking kind of up, but he's stepping towards like to go like under it, basically.
Okay, so this is my plan now. Spotting that he's distracted for a moment, and this is our opportunity to strike. I'm going to take out one of the. I'm going to. Actually, should I do it with one of those? Oh no, I've still got my Legion daggers. I'm going to take out one of my Legion daggers and give it a proper throw, aiming for his throat.
Okay. Anything, Laura? Do you want to do anything to start off the round?
Protect Salem.
Yeah, I think if Rhea wasn't gonna do that spell, I was gonna do a spell like a different spell, but I think I'm okay.
Okay, so with that being said, you're going to go ahead and Lyris, go ahead and roll to hit for the big guy for your dagger throw.
Just quickly,
you do get surprise attack.
I haven't, for whatever reason, I haven't added my daggers to my actual weapons. So I think if clicking it's not going to do anything. I don't think. No, I've got the damage roll here. You've told me the damage is 2d4 plus 2. Do you want me to just roll this? Do you want me to just roll my light hammer because that's another throwable, and use that roll as whether it's going to actually land or not?
Yeah. So in order to throw, I believe it's a d20 plus your dexterity modifier. And then if you're proficient with small weapons, I will give you the bonus. The proficiency bonus, so it's plus 2,
which I'm pretty certain is if I use my light hammer now, I'm pretty certain that's what it does.
And if you're using a dagger, I can imagine it's the same kind of idea.
Yeah.
So that's going. Yeah. So go ahead.
So
Okay.
I got a 13.
13. 13 to hit.
Or do I get advantage with the
So-
fact it's a surprise?
Actually, I think you might. So here, I'm gonna go look up surprise attack real quick. If
Yeah, no worries.
just give me one moment.
I'd like to say at this intermission point, hello to everybody watching on YouTube or listening to the podcast. I hope you're all having a fantastic time and enjoying episode number 11 of Dungeons and Chickens. If you are enjoying Dungeons and Chickens and have not yet done so, we'd really appreciate it if you could click on that subscribe button, as well as leaving a comment below so we know you've enjoyed it. There's also that lovely like button to let us know that you've enjoyed it. And yeah, you can let us know what you think in the comments. Keep in mind, guys, that myself and CarryOnMyWaywardNun are moving house very shortly, so there might be a slight delay in the next episode of Dungeons and Chickens. But you can find out more in the Coop Corner chats or in the Discord to find out any further delays to the mouse move. I hope you're all having a fantastic time, and thank you for choosing FowlPlayGaming's channel to listen to Dungeons and Chickens. We know you have a choice in which channels to listen to different D&D campaigns, so we appreciate your dedication to ours. Have a nice day.
Okay, so for sneak attack damage, thank you for doing that for me. It provides a nice thing than just dead air. It says here that, for example, if you're sneaking up to a pair of goblins and you roll for stealth and you succeed, they don't notice you. You take a shot with your longbow at the first one. The guy's surprised because he didn't know you're there. So your longbow would be 1d8, but you don't have one. But he said your sneak attack damage, because he's surprised, would be 2d6 at level 3, and because you're an assassin, it's a crit. But you're not an assassin, so I'm going to say if you do manage to hit, and you do with a 13, you just managed to hit him. So that is going to be for you. That is going to be your dagger attack damage plus 2d6. Sorry.
Okay, so just to be clear, my dagger is 2d4 plus 2. Let me roll that first.
Okay.
1 second. Gosh, where's that gone? Why is that showing me that? So 2d4. I've got 4 plus 2 is 6. So that's 6. And then what did you say I get extra? I'm going to write 6 there.
2d6.
So I get just an extra 2d6, yeah?
Yep.
Which is, bam. Cool, blimey. Wait,
so you rolled...
why was that 3 dice rolls? Ignore that. I'm just going to roll again. 2.
Because you did a percentage save.
Oh, I didn't mean to. There you go, that one. So 7 plus 4, so that's going to be 11 that I hit in total.
Okay. 6 plus...
So it's
6 plus 7?
6 plus 7. Oh, wait, no, sorry.
That's 13.
Sorry,
13.
6 plus 7. 13. I took the 4, not the 6, so yeah, 13.
Okay, cool. So 13 points of damage. Okay. So as you go and you throw your dagger, you can see that as he's distracted by precipitation, you go and you unsheath the Steel Fist Legion dagger, and you go and you throw it with the best ability that you're able to, and it just hits him, and it hits him in it hits him in the shoulder, and you can see as it kind of as like it hits his back, he kind of retracts and he screams. Oh wait, he could. And he kind of basically recoils and does like mix of roaring and like retracting and like squealing basically, and he yells out in pain and quickly turns to your direction, no longer being distracted by prestidigitation. With that being said, we'll get up the battle camera and we will roll initiative when we get back. Okay, well that is the battle mat set up. So with that being said, you were going to all roll initiative. So with that being said, so everybody, if you don't mind rolling initiative for me, and we'll call out initiative order from there.
Cool.
Yeah, 13. Oh wait, sorry, I've got to not call it out. But yeah. We will roll.
One moment. Okay, so.
After you've called out initiative, just for the YouTube, can you point out who is who and everything?
Yep, we'll do. Sorry about the delay. All right. So, with that being said, Um, 25 through 20.
No one.
Okay, so that's going to be 1 moment. Beatrix rolled a 21.
Good for her.
Well, all right then.
All right, and next up we're going to get 20 through 15.
Nope.
Yo. That is a big
Right,
nope.
so that is going to be 1 moment. Okay, and then that's going to be 15 through 10.
That'd be me with 13.
Okay. Then 10 through 5.
So I got a 9 and Millie got a 7.
Okay, so 9 and 7. So then that's Delilah. And then Alora. And then 5 to 1, which I don't think anybody
There's no one
is.
left.
Yep. All right. So that being said, top of the round is going to be Beatrix.
Can you point out who's who?
So this is going to be the Mumbo big guy, right? This is the one that you threw a knife at, and
Nice.
he took, I believe, 13 points of damage already.
right.
Charlie.
Okay. Chat for him.
So we're going 1 second. Sorry, I'm just doing some math to give him damage. So he already took 13 damage. These two are going to be the other chimeras that were ripping into the humanoid that are ripping in, and this is just a representation of the deer I found.
That's fine.
It's a coyote, but its representation is actually going to be
4 legs.
a deer.
It's fine.
Yeah. These two are the chimera creatures, and for representation, this is going to be Lyrus because you had to move a bit to throw the knife. Delilah, this is going to be you, the purple. Beatrix is going to be this blood red, and this is going to be Alora in the back because I remember you saying you were in the back. So I believe that's the right positioning, unless you wanted to be here, Lyrus,
No.
when you threw the knife.
You had me right. That's good.
Okay. All right, I believe that's it, but top of the round is going to be Beatrix. So Beatrix, funny enough, so Alora and Delilah, you kind of look over, and you notice that with Beatrix, she's kind of like the rune on her back is kind of like it stays the same, but you kind of see Beatrix kind of and her eyes go a bit like dark.
Right.
And by dark, I mean it kind of like her eyes go a bit darker, and you could kind of see like less of her, and like less of her actual eyes, and you can see more of like kind of like, I don't know, the fact that some sort of energy is now kind of coursing through her, or at least it seems outwardly that way.
Okay.
So, with that being said, she is going to cast Crown of Madness on the big guy. So,
is that what she cast on us?
So she casts on the big guy Crown of Madness, which I will pull up real quick for the listeners so they can see.
So the listeners can see?
Yeah.
So the yeah. Okay, Crown of Madness. So one humanoid creature of your choice can see within the range must give a wisdom saving throw or be charmed by you for the duration. While the target is charmed, a twisted crown of jagged iron appears on its head and madness glows in its eyes. The charmed target must use its action before moving on each of its turns to make a melee attack a creature other than itself that you mentally choose. The target can act normally on its turn if you choose. No creature or none if you're in its reach. Over subsequent turns, you must use your action to maintain control when the spell ends. Okay, so wisdom saving throw. So for wisdom saving throw for the Crown of Madness, that is going to be a. So let's go. I need to check the DC for that. One moment.
Worries. Got my own Salem behind me somewhere.
Oh yeah, let's make sure that we keep Salem safe during this.
Yeah, the pig. Yeah, so
Just like hiding behind a tree.
okay, so pulling it up. So I guess it's a matter of your maybe your spell casting modifier, and plus like let's see. All right, it does not say what the saving throw is for this. So it says you must succeed a wisdom saving throw. So for wisdom saving throw, I'm going to say it is going to be her spellcasting modifier plus a d20, and that's going to be that. So her spellcasting modifier is plus 5. So she's going to roll, or that he's going to have to try and beat her whatever. Goodness, this is hard.
Math go burr.
Okay, I'll say for this specific one, we're gonna say 14. I know I'm probably wrong, but listen, I'm trying to find the DC, and it literally won't tell me on the internet because it's all this way it says in the player's handbook. So we're gonna kind of eyeball it and say the DC is a 14. All right.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So he's gonna roll a wisdom saving throw, which I believe is a +1. For him, he is going to roll a saving throw. So for him. Yep, that's gonna be a +2 for him actually. So
our survey says
he rolls a he rolls a 19. So he manages to resist the crown of madness put upon him.
Nice one, Beatrix.
After that, however, Beatrix kind of like she kind of she maintains what seems to be her kind of like her eyes like going dark or whatever, and she seems to maintain whatever kind of state she's in. And I never got to tell you guys, but who do you want to have hold on to the potions you got grabbed from the heist? Like, who do you want to have to carry those?
I think presumably it was Delilah.
Okay, so Delilah, you hold the potions. I can read out what kind if you want to enter them into roll 20 if you want to roll with what you have.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have 2 potions with pebbles in them.
Yeah.
Whenever you're ready, you have 2 spells. You have 2 potions that are clear-ish, but look kind of wispy. So you can just type 2 wispy potions.
Yep.
1 dark red potion.
Yep.
1 potion with a fang in it.
Yep.
And 2 green potions with a fingernail and in them.
It's fucking gross, but yeah.
All right, cool. So that may mean to be said. I just want to let you know that you had those at your disposal if you so wish. All right. That being said, the little monsters are going to go make their movements. The tinier ones, so they are going to. They have 30 feet of movement.
What?
So they're going to go and sprint over to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's as far as they're going to make it. And the other one is going to go
GG, easy, small feet, people.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So they're going to stop there. So that's as far as they can get. They move closer. They run past the large beast and go on either side of him to go and try and flank Lyris. With that being said, that's going to end their turn because they can't do anything else. So next up is going to be Lyris. You are up, and you last seen throwing a dagger into the creature.
All right. Seeing the fact that the others are charging, I will obviously prepare myself for battle by taking out my shield and sword. What shall I do? That is a good question. So what I'm thinking is I am going to use my channel divinity. Actually, is this going to be an action? Let me have a little look. That's That's right. I think I'm going
I believe
to.
Channel Divinity is a bonus action. I thought Channel Divinity was a bonus action.
Is it?
Is it
bonus?
an action?
It doesn't say either way. I'm just going to put it in chat. I don't think it doesn't say either way. Are you happy for me to use it as a bonus action until I find out otherwise? Just save me for spending time looking up.
That's fine. If someone in the comments knows, they can let us know if Channel Divinity is a bonus action or not. But for now, let's be merciful and say it's a bonus action.
I'll research it after the episode. I just can't be asked to spend time doing it now. So what I'm going to do is he's at 10 feet from me, right? That is 10 feet.
Yes. Oh well. Yep. 10 feet.
Cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at that Chimera to my right, the one that's kind of away from the other two. And I am going to use my Channel Divinity. I'm going to kind of close my eyes for a second, charge up, kind of open my eyes, and actually, I do this before I draw my actual swords. I've got my shield in my left hand, but with my right hand, I'm just kind of almost, if you like, kind of throwing nothing, but I'm kind of like just channeling the energy in that direction. And as it says there, I'm going to invoke primeval forces to ensnare them with nature's wrath. So it's going to cause spectral vines.
So sorry, that is going to be an action because you are like making an attack. I thought it was like something like I was thinking like of something of the smite bonus action you have.
Oh right, no,
that's not the
That's right. I'll still do it.
So then no, that I will. That is your action.
That's fine.
If you still want to take it,
that's fine. I'll still take it now. I've committed to it. So yeah, I'm still going to do it. Like I said, sword is currently sheathed. Shield on my left hand side. I close my eyes for a second, channel the power, and throw it out with my right hand, causing spectral vines to spring up and reach for him. Just to read it out for chat and audio, the creature must now succeed on a strength or dexterity saving throw. It's their choice, or be restrained. Whilst restrained by the vines, the creature repeats the saving throw at the end of each of its turns. On a success, it will free itself and the vines will vanish. It does not say, though, it's a bit annoying, it does not say what the actual saving throw is. Let me see if I can quickly Google it.
Okay.
If not, I'm happy to just say 13 again, as we said earlier.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull up his character, and I'm gonna go ahead and see if he has to make a saving throw.
I'm literally just Googling it now. Give me a second.
No problem.
No, even in the actual book itself, it does not state what the saving throw must be. It just says a saving throw. So I leave it to your best judgment where you want to set the bar for that.
Okay. Do you have a spellcasting modifier? Or is that not? Do you not have that?
Yeah, I do. My spell save DC is 13. My spell attack bonus is 5. My spell casting ability is charisma. So technically,
your spell save is DC is 13.
It says my spell save DC is 13. So is that what other people's are based on mine? Is that what that's supposed to be?
I think so. Actually, I think maybe.
So basically, that's the number that I have against. Okay, I thought that was kind of like mine. So it's as in like if I was having to do a spell save DC, it'd be 13.
No, because usually it kind of varies. But
okay, we'll use that then. We'll say 13.
So 13. So he has to pass a 13,
and he can choose either strength or dexterity.
So for okay, so he's gonna choose strength. Actually, just kidding. He's gonna choose dexterity. It's higher. So dexterity saving throw. It's a +4, so 7 does not pass.
Okay.
So you can see as the vines go in and pick up from the grassy floor, you can see that the vines come up and grab him and manage to restrain him, and they are now pinned, right?
So basically they're now pinned, can't move, and at the end of it, not the beginning, at the end of each of their turns, they can roll again to try and escape. So essentially, they're awesome. Now in position till then. And
I believe when you attack them now that you get advantage, right?
It does not say actually in the text there, but you can say that if you like.
Well, because I believe it. If you restrain someone, you get advantage when you're attacking them. If you're striking them, so I think you actually do get advantage against them.
Do we all get advantage, or is that just for Charlie?
Yeah, no, everybody does. He's restrained. That being said, so just want to let everybody know. So the one on the right side is now restrained and cannot move and must use their action to get out. That being said, is there anything you want to do in your last turn before you leave it to someone else?
I don't really have much else I can do apart from where Delilah currently is. Is that 5 feet? That is 5 feet apart, isn't it, between me and Delilah?
10 feet.
Wait, that's technically. Wait,
What?
no, because you said there was 10 feet between me and the guy. 2 squares is 10, right?
There, problem solved.
Okay, cool. That's fine.
You move. Let's say Charlie, you moved into range and you did it.
That's fine. Yeah, because
So
I just wanted to
that
be.
way you're in 5 feet and you're within 10 feet. So I goofed. My bad.
That's
so
fine.
Charlie moved.
That's fine because I wanted to make sure I ended within 5 feet of Delilah. Cool. In which case, I am my turn there.
Okay, cool. So that being said, Delilah, it's your turn.
Ooh,
I will let you know you're still concentrating. You're still holding concentration on your spell that you did to distract. So you will need to drop that in order to use an action.
okay.
I mean,
yeah.
which is fine because they're not really paying attention to it anyway.
Yeah, I don't need it now. Yeah, okay, so I drop my concentration on that. I would like to move left by like 3 squares, I think.
Okay, so you move 15 feet.
Yeah, and then I would like to cast Ray of Frost on the little guy on the left.
Okay.
So I've just put it into the chat, which is it has a range of 60 feet. A frigid beam of blue-white light streaks towards a creature within range. Make a ranged spell attack against the target. On a hit, it takes 1d8 cold damage, and its speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start of your next turn.
Okay, so he has to make a save, doesn't he?
Uh,
Or is it just roll a hit?
no, I just rolled a hit, so I think
All right, go
I
ahead,
just
roll a hit.
I do this every single time, but it's
Yeah. So D20 spell casting modifier.
Which
Okay. All right, I got 10 base.
Okay.
Okay, so I got 13.
13.
Do I add my spell attack bonus, or when does that come in?
Yeah. So if you roll a. Yeah. So it doesn't spell attack bonus.
So just to be aware, on roll 20 dry bones, there's 2 things. There's spell attack bonus, and there's your then when you say her spell casting modifier, her spell casting ability is charisma. So do you mean add her charisma modifier or a spell attack bonus? Because to me, correct me if
Don't you add both?
I mean,
I mean, in the past we've added both. I'm pretty sure.
Let me see.
But if you want to change it, that's fine, because my charisma modifier is 3 and my spell attack bonus is 5, so I'd be adding 8, which would make it 18.
You got to remember we're relatively new to this, so like in my head, I read that as your spellcasting ability, your charisma. That's the modifier you're adding to hit, and your spell attack bonus would be the damage, in my opinion.
Yes. Okay. So it says spell attack bonus is a spellcasting ability modifier plus the caster's level. While the spell attack modifier is a spellcasting ability modifier plus proficiency modifier. So I believe it's a spell. We're going to damage spells. Each creature do spells saving throw. Sorry.
Okay, well, shall we say that my spell casting ability, my charisma modifier, will be added onto whether I hit, and my spell attack bonus will be added onto my damage if I end up hitting. So I'd get a +5 to my roll for damage.
Or is that too OP to have 5 extra damage?
I think that sounds correct because that's what you should do. It should tell you like what damage it does.
Yeah, it says 1d8 cold damage.
So then I think it's just 1d8. It's not +5 then.
Yeah, there should be spells that say 1d8 plus your spell attack bonus.
Okay, so target makes a save. So you make a spell attack. In this case, you're rolling your d20 and adding your spell attack modifier and comparing it to their armor class. So yes, so you use your spell attack bonus.
Okay, so if I use my spell attack bonus, that's added 5, so I get 15.
Okay, so yeah, 10 plus. You roll d20 plus your spell attack modifier. That's 15. Sorry, it took so long, but now we know for now we know for the future.
That's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So now, and then it says damage is simply applied without an attack or save. So that being said, you do hit him. So go ahead and roll for damage. So 1d8.
I got a 4,
Okay.
and that's cold damage.
And its
All right, and
speed is now reduced by 10 feet until the start of Rhea's next turn.
Okay. So he's going to take how many points was it?
4.
4 points. Okay. So 4 points of damage. All right. And now he is. You see as the ray of frost, as you activate it from your staff and as you cast it, you see as the ray of frost goes and it freezes part of the Chimera's move, and you can see that it kind of it inhibits it hits his leg, and you can see as it kind of freezes around his leg, and it kind of slows him down and makes him kind of hobble a little bit on the right side. And now his movement is restricted. All right. That being said, Laura, it is your turn.
Okay. I've been looking in my inventory, and I've realized this entire time I've had a javelin and I've never used it, and I kind of just wanted to use it.
Do it.
You also have your staff
You
as
have
well.
used the javelin once.
Oh,
you
shit,
used
yeah,
it
you
to
used it.
kill Arthur.
Your staff
Well,
as
you used
well.
it to try to kill Arthur.
Did I?
Yeah, it was a while ago, but I remember you throwing it.
You also have your staff.
How do I?
So if you want to go melee, so in order for you to identify fully how to use it, you have to go get it identified at a specific town or magic identifier. But for now, I can tell you what damage you do.
So basically, she can bonk people with it, but can't actually use the magic of it yet.
Well, I can tell I can tell her what to do. But I'll to get the full details. I'll tell her what to add and what to do. But you won't get the full details until you.
Can I just stick with the javelin?
If you want to, yeah.
Wait, what is the range of? It's pretty far, I'm assuming, because it's
If you're throwing it, it's pretty far.
Yeah, because I noticed I am quite far, or not quite far away, but
Most range is 20 to 60.
Just don't miss, because you'll either kill Lyrus or Delilah.
To be honest, I'm thinking it's probably going to backfire, but just for the sake of the fact that I've just used Firebolt over and over again, I want to kind of lob a javelin at the one that Rhea's just frozen.
Yeah, boy.
Okay, cool. So you go ahead and roll the hits for the javelin.
Bonk.
Yep.
6.
And that's you throwing it, so that's d20 plus dexterity, I think. And then if you have proficiency with those long weapons.
That is all I did, by the way. When you roll it on d20 like that, it does it all pub. You can see it's already added a proficiency of +2. That is just 6, mate.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Well
fuck's
all right,
sake,
so you can see it. You can see as you throw the javelin, and the one that's already kind of frozen a little bit, it goes wide. It goes and it hits a nearby patch of grass, face down.
Delilah.
Yeah, it kills Delilah.
Fuck. I wanted to try something new, okay?
But no, let me know if you want to use the staff, because that also, yeah. All right, so now the big beast is going to go, and since Lyrus enraged him, he's going to go straight for him.
Fuck's sake.
That's what I want.
Well done, Lyrus.
That's what I want. I'm the tank here. That's what I want.
There you go. And he's going to go
close to me.
And he is going to bite at you. If that's...
Come at me, bro.
All right. He rolls a 24.
I mean, yeah, I think that hits.
And so his bite, he goes and he rolls a... Okay. That is 10 damage.
All right, I can take that.
So you can see as he goes into what seems like a full sprint. He goes on all fours, and although you've seen him walk on two legs up to this point, he goes on all fours and just starts running at you. And then he goes for a bite. And while you're too busy trying to like focus on your spell with the other guy, you don't see it, and it kind of takes you off guard. And he gets a giant chomp in on your armor. Luckily, your armor does take some of the impact off, but his teeth are very sharp and very jagged, and you can see that you avoided a lot more damage than you usually would have.
Cool.
That I believe that is the end of his turn. So Beatrix
Pounces on you and bites you. Ooh.
Okay, so Beatrix's turn. So at this point, the Crown of Madness doesn't work, and you can see that she's getting a bit angry. And so she is going to cast a custom spell that I made.
Ooh.
Oh my.
And she is going to use Void Matter.
Bruh.
Let me go and just get her spellcasting DC, because now that I know that, I want to go see how much she gets.
That is a
I'll be right
bruh
back. I need to
moment.
go over my computer.
Yeah, take this moment to do a little segue to our sponsor, Raid Shadow Chickens. It's a new application on the App Store that's similar to Raid Shadow Legends. However, it's actually much better. It's called Raid Shadow Chickens. If you download and install it right now, you get 33 packs, which give you a lot of chickens. You have a 1% chance of getting a ultra rare chicken. If you don't get that, then you are more than welcome to spend loads and loads of money to eventually get an ultra rare chicken.
Okay,
To an
so
okay.
her spell save DC is a bit low. It's 12. So he has to roll lower than a 12 to make it. And he's making a wisdom saving throw. So
I love the Tribes had no idea what I was saying during that.
okay, so I'll go ahead and roll, and he's going to make a wisdom saving throw. He rolls an 11, which does not make it. So, the big huge chimera monster now is stunned. Now is stunned for 2 turns. So all attacks have advantage on him.
Let's go.
We've managed to stun or freeze all 3 people.
Yeah.
Hell
so
yeah.
He's stunned. This guy is stunned for 2 turns. So until it's Beatrix's turn, 2 turns from now, basically.
Oh, he's gonna be dead by then.
We're thinking smart this time.
1 ensnared, 1 stunned, 1 frozen.
Next up, we have this monster's turn, and he is pissed at Delilah. So 5, 10, 15, 20.
Bro.
So with the monster right there, he's going to go, and he's going to take a bite as well. Very creative.
Just checking. Is that within 5 feet of Rhea? Me?
She moved. She wanted to move over to the left.
So that's not 5 feet, is it, for me?
Nope.
Fuck.
It's
Okay,
10.
no worries. I can't protect you.
No problem.
It's fine. It's whatever, man.
So he rolls a 15 to hit.
It hits.
Okay. And so that's going to be 9 points of damage, piercing damage.
Bro, okay. I would like to cast Hellish Rebuke as a reaction. I'm just going to really quickly add the take it as 9 damage. Okay.
Oh, he takes 9 damage.
No. She was saying that
No,
she was.
sorry, I'm just changing my.
She's
HP
okay. Yeah,
quickly.
she's okay. Cool.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, as a reaction, I cast Hellish Rebuke.
Gotcha.
And I'm just quickly checking to see if I actually have to cast to hit it or not. I don't have I ever had to cast to hit it with Hellish Rebuke, or does it just happen?
No, it just happens.
Sweet. Okay.
So
It needs to make a dexterity saving throw though.
Okay, so for dexterity saving
13.
throw. He rolls a 21.
Oh, for fuck's sake! What?
So does he not take any? He's not take any damage.
No, it's 2d10 halved.
Okay, so yeah, roll 2d10, then half it.
4.
4 damage. Okay, so
Nothing.
you can see you can see as the creature. Oh wait, 1 second. He was frozen.
Yeah, he
I mean,
had.
he was still allowed to move.
10. I know, but his movement's halved, isn't it?
No,
Right.
It was sorry, Rhea. It was -10, so he could only move 20 feet, and you moved him 20 feet, so it was fine. Where he was actually a bit closer than you had him, Dry Bones, and when you counted it originally, you counted 20. I watched it, and he could move 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Okay, so that stands. So he takes 4 damage. Thanks for checking me, Charlie.
Yeah, thanks, Charlie.
So that's going to be he takes the damage, and you can see as he's going and he's kind of like hobbling over, although still a bit frozen. You can see as he kind of like breaks the ice a little bit, and he runs over, and he goes and he takes a bite out of Delilah, and Delilah in return, and what like as she blocks like the bite with her arm. Basically, she goes over and with her right hand, she goes over and she casts Hellish Rebuke. And as you can see, when he releases his bite, his maw off of her, and he basically just coughs off a bunch of blood.
That's what you fucking get.
With that being said, it's going to be the end of his turn, but the other monster is going to go over and he's going to go and attack Lyris as well.
Whoa! He's ensnared. Remember, he was ensnared by me at the start. He has to play out his turn. No. So, but it's at the end of his turn. He's got to do another. So basically, he's got to play out his turn, and only at the end of his turn can he roll to try and get rid of my snares.
Yeah. So I mean, that's all he can do. So.
What was it again? I'm scrolling up.
Strength or dexterity saving throw.
And it was 13 or higher.
Mm-hmm.
You roll 14.
Cool.
So that's the end of his turn. So he's stuck there, but still, he managed to kind of like you can see as the Chimera creature, the second one on the right side, goes in like any kind of after being ensnared by the vines, he basically kicks and thrashes and like bites and claws. And as he gets his way out of like the vines, he basically runs on all fours over to you, and then he gets over and. He stays where he stays where he is, but he kind of like he after being crouched over, he basically stands back up again and roars.
Roar extra.
That being said, Lyris, it's actually your turn again.
Cool. So after taking the bite from the big dude, but obviously I've now seen that he's also stunned. I'm going to do my usual move of jamming my shield into the ground next to me to kind of keep that in place. I'm going to draw my sword two-handed, and I'm going to go for a slice uppercut against the big dude.
Okay.
Before I roll it, do I get advantage because he's stunned?
Yes.
Cool. So with advantage, I'm rolling. Oh, I'm so glad I had advantage. 24.
That hits for sure. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Before I roll for damage, I'm going to expend a spell slot to cast Divine Smite. Which if I do that, there you go. So Divine Smite, for those in chat, means that when you hit a creature with melee attack, you can expend expend one spell slot to deal radiant damage. The extra damage is 2d8. Now, unfortunately, even with 2d8, that's only managed to be 3. Let me do the actual damage with the sword itself. So 5 slashing damage plus my 3 Divine Smite, so 8 damage total.
Okay. All right, awesome. So he goes and after being like, he kind of like his muscles kind of stiffen after being stunned, and you can see as Beatrix basically holds this kind of spell, and as she basically her spell is concentration, so she has to focus, and she kind of holds this sort of radiating dark energy in her hand as she kind of holds, and you can see that the muscles of the big creature are tensing, and he's almost falling to his knees. And as you do that, Lyris, you take advantage. You basically stab, like you slash his thigh, basically the creature's thigh, and it kind of like if it could scream out in pain, it would, but it can actually, it cries out in pain with like this deep guttural voice and all, with kind of a screech as well, and you can see as he starts to bleed a little bit, but he's still going. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
Yeah. So once I've kind of like finished that slash, I'm going to kind of. I'm going to move a little bit. I'm going to move within 5 feet of Rhea. And whilst kind of whilst kind of stepping to it, I'm going to kind of like throw my hand again. It's kind of a common thing with me, kind of just close my eyes and throw my hand, almost kind of just throwing the energy. And as a bonus action, which is allowed, I'm going to use my last spell slot to cast a Shield of Faith onto Delilah, which basically means...
I think you used Searing Smite as a bonus action.
Oh, wait. Oh, sorry. Is Divine Smite bonus?
Yep.
It doesn't say as a bonus action. It just says
Okay,
it just says when you attack with them. If that counts as a bonus, then I'll ignore what I just said. It just says when you hit a creature of melee, you can expend 1 spell slot. It doesn't say it's like a bonus action.
Oh, okay. I'm proven wrong. Yeah, I'm proven wrong. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a feature. That's a feature of yours. So yeah, you got a bonus action.
Cool. So yeah, all I do is I cast Shield of Faith on Delilah, which essentially, for those on the audio, means that it's a concentration thing. For the next 10 minutes, a shimmering field will appear and surround Delilah, giving her a +2 to her AC for the duration. So Rhea, whatever your armor class is, you've got +2, so hopefully you shouldn't take as many hits.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, it might do nothing.
All right. That being said, I believe that's in your turn, Lyris. Okay. Delilah, is your turn again.
Okay. Did we clear up what exactly those potions are last episode?
Nope, you didn't. You did not identify them.
Okay. Would it be possible for me to take out the dark red potion and see if I can see what it is? Or shall I? I mean, I don't want to get too meta, to be honest. So if I don't know what it is, when I don't know what it is, I might just chuck it at him anyway.
You do not know what it. You do not know what it is. But usually potions are for. You can. Yeah, you don't know. You're not sure.
Okay. I'm kind of tempted to drink it.
Oh, up to you.
Don't say it like that. Like, up to you.
I mean, it really is. I mean, I don't know what to say.
I'm curious to see what it is, but Delilah probably wouldn't go out of her way to drink it. Only if things actually got like desperate, I think. So what she's gonna do is she's gonna cast Eldritch Blast. Because it's kind of the only thing that she can do at this point. So I'll do a D20 to hit. Oh, she's aiming at the one that hit her earlier, the little one.
Okay, so is that disadvantage, or did you get rid of disadvantage with defeat?
So I believe over the last few times that we've done this, it doesn't have disadvantage. Because I'm pretty sure that we've spoken about this before, and I don't. It doesn't say anything about disadvantage.
Okay. I do. Okay, just go ahead.
Okay. Well, with my modifier, I got a 10.
I think just put it in the click it to put it in the chat, Rhea. I think what he means is with most range attacks have a minimum, as in like if you're below the minimum, you get a disadvantage. Yeah, no, it doesn't. It just says 120 feet. So if it was, just to be clear, Dry Bones, if it had a disadvantage on being too close, the range would say like 120. It just says 120 feet, so no, it's fine.
I actually have a range of 300 feet.
You do,
this.
yeah. What I mean is,
so
you might have, if you just for educational purposes for the stream, sorry for the thing. If I just scroll up to earlier on, see when I did this light hammer earlier, it says 20-60. That means that you must be between 20 and 60. If it's under 20, it'd be disadvantage. Over 60 would be disadvantage. But yeah,
okay.
It doesn't say that for Eldritch Blast, just a range.
All right, excellent job then. So go ahead, and you said 10, correct?
Yes.
That does not hit, sadly. You go and you're kind of distracted. Charlie forms a shield and it kind of takes your focus away for a moment. And as Lyris goes, he basically kind of like blocks you, and you kind of get disfocused. And as you try and shoot, it kind of it goes wide as well, and it kind of hits a tree in the distance.
God damn it.
Is that going to be the end of your turn?
Yeah, I don't really have any bonus actions that I can do.
Can I shout? Can I shout to Lila, get behind me?
It's not your turn, so no.
I mean, I can still shout.
I'll just say you can if you want.
I'm gonna shout, get behind me.
Okay, well, I'm gonna scowl at him and ignore him.
Okay, got it.
But yeah, that is the end of my turn.
Okay, gotcha. Then we're going to move to Aurora. Aurora, what would you like to do this turn?
Okay, I've been looking, and like most of my spell like slots and stuff, they're kind of stuff that's not really gonna be useful in this fight. Like two of them stuff that I use on myself, and one of them is like an attack that basically pushes people away.
That Thunderwave.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be really like. Sorry to be a bit meta and give you a bit of advice, but consider the fact that although that's AOE, you don't want to hit us. There's nothing stopping you from moving next to Lyris and using it on those two, pushing them back and doing damage. Because Thunderwave doesn't just do pushback; that also does decent damage. I remember using that in a previous campaign where it does a lot of damage.
Maybe I'll use that then. Yeah.
Because you haven't used that at all yet.
I was like,
That is a very good ability.
Horrible again.
The only thing you got to consider with that ability is just making sure that no friends are within the same cone, because it does affect everyone. But provided you can avoid hitting others, it's a very, very good.
Okay, so you want to go ahead and move over?
Yeah, I'll move just in front of, is that Beatrix in front of me?
The red one, yeah.
Yes, that's Beatrix in front of you.
Yeah, I'll move. I'm trying to position this weird because, like, it's really weird where the monsters are positioned. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I mean, if you were to move next to me,
if you want to move like here, like to over here, you can hit these two and not even be bothered with these two. You still get to them. You just wouldn't get these two.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do. Yeah, I was thinking I'll do that then.
Okay, so how close do you want to move to the two, one on the right and the big one?
As close as possible, I guess.
Okay, so
this is where you miss, and now you're just standing right by their toes.
Oh, actually, that's a really good point.
That's right. It's all fun.
Right
actually,
about there.
no, I'll be fine. I'll be fine if I miss. I've got something up my sleeve. Okay.
An arm.
Please, gods of the fucking please. Wait, what? Okay.
Wait,
Did I do that wrong?
Wait, is Thunderwave in your attacks and spell casting, like in your core?
It's like what cast at what level? I'm very confused.
Go back to your core for me rather than your spells.
Yeah.
Does it come under attacks and spell casting in the middle?
No. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Click on the left-hand name to roll to hit. I think it might be one that you don't have to roll to hit. I can't remember with Thunderwave.
I literally click on it and it's just like, what level do you cast at what level?
Do level 1 again. If it's the same thing, we'll go with your first roll.
Is it level 1?
Yes, it is level 1.
Yeah.
That's it then, I guess.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, we'll just go with my first one then.
Right, okay, so in which case, ignore your first one. Yeah, so I think read it out for us, Millie, because I think they have to do a DC save to try and avoid it. Read out what Thunderwave says.
A wave of thunderous force sweeps out from you. Each creature in a 15-foot cube from you must take a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, a creature must take a 2d8 thunder damage and is pushed 10 feet away from you. On a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage and isn't pushed. In addition, unsecured objects that are completely within the area of effect are automatically pushed 10 feet away from you by the spell's effect, and the spell emits a thunderous boom audible out to 300 feet.
Okay.
That is a cube, not a cone.
It says a cube in front of you, though.
Does it say in front of you?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought she said a cube around you.
Okay. So he's stunned. Since the big guy's stunned, I looked up and it doesn't. Being stunned only affects your dexterity and strength saving throws. So he will get a normal. You don't get advantage against him, but he will try and. What's your spell save DC?
It's 14 for that spell. It says in the chat.
Good. All right, cool. So the big guy and the little guy are gonna roll each. So the big guy rolls a what saving throw is it? It's
14,
Constitution, right?
Yeah, Constitution.
The big guy rolls an 8. The small guy rolls a 13.
Nice. It's gonna hit.
So
it's gonna hit them.
they both fail.
So they're both gonna get hit and get pushed back,
Okay, so go ahead and roll damage for both.
which he's
So
already done. It kind of it rolls all at the same
damage is it?
time. Bunny, would you like
What
to be
damage is
honest?
it?
Wait, what?
So read out the damage that your first one did.
10?
10 points of damage. Okay, so that's easy enough. So the monster, 10 points of damage for both. All right. So and then how far do they get pushed back? Does it say?
2 seconds. I'm just like.
Great turn is 15 feet.
They get pushed back 15 feet.
No. 10 feet.
Oh, 10 feet.
Okay, so he moves here. He moves here. All right, there you go. They both get pushed back with a. You see, as Alora basically runs up and with a wave of force, she basically goes and she puts her hand together and she creates a thunder wave, and the thunder wave goes and rolls throughout the ground and blasts them both back. This does stop the creature from being stunned. I will say. I know I said, but usually a creature being stunned is like you can break him out of it or whatever. And so, but actually, Wyrus's attack actually did break him out of his stunned effect.
Yeah.
So by attacking him, he did break the stun, but it doesn't matter because it didn't affect the rolls anyway. But just so you know, he's not stunned anymore. And this guy is just he's hurt. That's it. And they both get pushed back.
Oh, he's taking 13, 8, and 10. So what's that? 23. Taking 31 hit points already.
All right. That being said, we're going to move on to the next person. Unless Alora, you want to do anything else, like move or anything like that?
2 seconds. I just quickly want to read something. Yeah. Can I? It's a reaction. Can I cast shield?
If a reaction has to be done if they're attacking you.
Oh,
usually.
actually, yeah. Okay, never mind. Dumb.
So that wouldn't apply in this situation,
All right,
sadly.
cool. Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so next is going to be the big guy again.
Oh no.
The big guy is going to run up and swing at Alora this time. Now he's going to swing at you, but if you want, he's going to roll to hit you, but you can cast shield anyway.
I'm just going to say now, Lyra is seeing the monster move in. I'm going to use Fighting Style Protection, which is when a creature when a creature you can see attacks a target other than myself within 5 feet of me, which Alora is, I can use my reaction to impose a disadvantage on the attack roll. So Alora can still cast whatever she wants, but they are getting disadvantage on this attack.
Okay, so I'll roll this with disadvantage. Good job.
First time I've actually got to use it because no one stays close to me.
Okay, so he rolled a natural 20 and an 18. So that's going to be a 26 to hit then.
But
so
disadvantage would try to be the 18, but either way it hits anyway.
Yeah, or so not 26, 24, sorry. With that being said, Alora, you said you wanted to cast shield?
No.
No, you do not want to cast shield. Okay. Okay, making sure. So he's gonna roll a hit you then. I mean, Charlie, think about it. You stopped him from rolling a natural 20, which could have wiped.
I mean, it doesn't make a difference, does it? It's still just
he rolled 2d4 to hit. He rolled ones on both of them.
I see.
So that is going to be 7 damage total. You take, Alora.
Just a small nom.
All right. With that being said, so as he goes, he basically runs up and goes on all fours and charges at you, and he bites you as well. And he pierces like you move, and you're trying to like move away. He goes and he hits your leg, and he grabs you, and he bites you basically. After that, if that's going to be the end of his turn, it's Beatrix's turn. So Beatrix, funnily enough, is gonna see all the damage that the big guy's causing. Is gonna cast Void Matter again. So With that being said, she's going to must make a wisdom saving throw or risk being stunned. So the big guy is going to go ahead and roll a wisdom saving throw. 20. So he manages to resist the effects of the void matter spell. And Beatrix, I think that's going to be the end of her turn, actually.
Okay.
Then this can be the little guys. The little guy is going to go against the one next to Delilah. Is going to go ahead and roll to bite.
Bollocks.
Remember, you got your +2 shimmer.
Ah.
19.
Yeah, that still hits.
Oh, but I'm gonna roll fighting style protection again, so they get disadvantage on their roll.
How many reactions do you get though?
Reactions are unlimited. As long as you're reacting, I can't like cast it when I'm not reacting. Reactions are like it.
Okay, so you roll the 15, and then so that's going to be a 13 instead.
And now you're fine.
I hate to break it to you guys, but I'm dead.
Wait, as in 13
No,
damage?
not damage.
Oh,
just
okay.
to hit you.
Oh, if I have that plus, do I still have that +2?
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
then it doesn't hit.
Saved you.
All right, awesome. So you go and you see Lyris's like barrier of protection as he basically goes to bite in, and you see the Lyris's barrier of protection. He bites into the barrier and doesn't manage to do anything, and avoids the damage from that. With that being said, the other one is going to go, and the other one is going to run up and go and attack Beatrix, seeing 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay. So he's going to go ahead and going up and attack Beatrix because he sees what she's doing. And he rolls a 15 to hit, which would hit, but she casts shield as a reaction and manages to block the attack.
Nice.
So with that being said, Lyra says your turn once more.
All right, cool. I'm going to move one space in front of me, so I'm still technically within 5 feet of both Allura and Delilah, but I'm close to the big guy. And I am just going to again with my. I've literally just used my shield with Delilah. I'm smashing it into the ground again, so I can use a two-handed, and I'm gonna whack again. I'm gonna go for a jab. I'm literally, as I'm moving forward, I'm gonna literally go for a jab straight to the throat of this guy with my sword.
Okay, so I will say he is looking pretty hurt, but go ahead and roll for damage, or no, roll the hit.
14 to hit.
That hits. Roll damage.
12 slashing. Well, technically it should be piercing if I'm jabbing, but still. 12.
Okay, it's 12 damage.
Yep. That was
okay, and you can see as Charlie and as Lyra strikes at the throat, he decapitates this creature.
Oh,
the creature goes, and he goes up, and as he stabs him in the knee, make him take a knee. He jumps up on his knee and then goes and then cuts his head off.
Oh, sick.
That's pretty cool.
And then you can see the creature falls over dead. With that being said, is there anything else you want to do on your turn, Lyra, besides be a badass?
I just pick up my shield again to just be ready if I need it.
Delilah, your turn.
Well, I kind of want this guy to get the hell away from me, and I want to kill him quickly. And the thing that does the most potential damage anyway is Eldritch Blast. So I am pissed now. Delilah is very angry that she has not really done very much to actually help out her friends, who they are now. They are her friends.
Progress.
Right? Yeah, so she's like full on like black lips, black nails, black veins, and everything.
Oh wow, okay, so we're boosting up here.
Yeah, she's big Angie right now, mostly at frustration with herself for not being strong enough to help out her friends.
Okay.
So I got a base of 12 with the 5. I got 17, and I'm
that hits.
rolling
roll
to
damage.
hit. Yeah, rolling to hit that guy right in front of me. It was a 3 of force damage.
3, okay.
Yeah.
So, saying that, he goes and he gets hit by the Eldritch Blast. You see as your whips turn black, and you can see as you cast the spell, it manages to it hits him back, and you can see he gets the wind knocked out of him as he barely manages to maintain his footing against your attack.
Yeah, fuck you.
That being said, is that gonna be the end of your turn?
Delilah says, "Yeah, fuck you," and then yeah.
Okay, so that being said, Alora, it is your turn once more.
And you can finish one of these two off, Laura.
I'm a steam train. Yes.
You got one behind you with Beatrix and one just in front of me. Both have taken a significant amount of damage.
Okay. Can I use Firebolt now?
Go for it, Bunny. Go for it if you want to use Firebolt.
I haven't used it yet. I used a Javelin and I used Thunder Wave. So I'm gonna just freaking snipe him.
Okay, so you're gonna go for the one next to Delilah.
Yeah.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
save me.
So go ahead. Well, what's your range on your thing? See, let me see if you get disadvantage.
Oh, if I get disadvantage, can I walk away and then snipe?
Technically, yes.
You can. You're not within melee range.
It's 120 feet. It's very far.
So it doesn't have a second. It just says 120 feet.
It just says 120 feet.
I know. Okay, I know that maybe Eldritch Blast, but with her ability, may not have gotten it. But I know that the Firebolt does have disadvantage when up close. So I think
I'm going to walk away.
yeah, you can do that. So where do you want to walk?
Just backwards.
So whoops. So you want to walk? You want to walk this? You want to walk this way, or do you want to walk that way, forward or backwards?
Yeah, let's go forwards. Yeah.
Okay, so
Why not?
over here. All right, so now you'll be able to. Yeah, he's far enough away. Just
Let's go.
Go on, Bunny.
there.
Imagine just
Now you can-
casually walking. Just
You just skipping over, yeah.
You know, and people are like,
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
23.
23. That hits. Was that a natural 20 or no?
Mm-mm.
there's the Laura
All
we
right,
know
go
and
ahead and
love.
roll.
9.
9 points of damage.
Bringing it back.
You can see as you cast on top of Delilah's already force damage that pushed him back. You can see right as he gets his footing, a fireball hits him straight in the chest and knocks him backwards. And you can see it makes him fly backwards. He dies.
I'm always saving my
Nice.
pee.
Literally, Delilah is
With
just
that-
being saved by Lyris and Aurora over and over.
With that being said, is there anything you want to do before you end your turn, Laura, or is that it?
Dab on him.
Okay, you dab. That is good. The beast is dead. So Beatrix is going to cast Flaming Hands. So with Flaming Hands, let me pull it up real quick. Flaming. Oh, spells. Or is it burning hand? It's burning hands. Yeah, sorry, my bad. So it's a 15-foot cone. So they must make a dexterity saving throw. So the little guys can make a dexterity saving throw. That is a 13. He does not hit, so he gets the full impact of the damage.
Damn.
So that's gonna be 3d6 damage. That's 8 points of fire damage against the other guy, and he's looking pretty weak, guys. Looking pretty weak.
Nice.
He's looking very injured. As you can see he gets enraged, and you can see as Beatrix basically enrages and what it ignites her hands, and you can see as the monster, the chimera creature, gets incinerated basically.
Sick.
Okay, not just down yet. You have one more to go. But with that being said, Lyris, is your turn. There's one left, and it is on Beatrix.
Is it not that person? Is it not the Chimera's turn first, or have they already had theirs?
Nope. I don't think it is. Here, let me
Wait,
check.
was that sorry? That last attack that happened, was that Beatrice's turn or was that his turn?
Oh no, you're right. Yes, they do go before. So go ahead. So he does go again. Thanks for reminding me. My bad. That's going to be a 5 to hit. Does not hit. It doesn't matter anyway.
Okay.
All right. So, Lyra, it's your turn.
All right. So, seeing the two that have gone down in between my turns, I'm going to do an about turn and charge towards him. Yeah, again, but kind of before the charge, I know it sounds kind of like stereotypical here. I'm doing it so often, but hey, I do it to get the most damage. Seeing that he's pretty weak anyway, I don't really feel like I need it. I jam my shield in the ground and leave it at my current position. I charge the 10 feet towards him. So yeah, my shield is left behind at this point. And again, I'm just going to go with an absolute slash down bottom right, coming from the top right down to kind of if he's facing Beatrix, basically I'm going to be almost like slashing this across his chest, basically.
Okay.
So yeah,
Roll the hit.
Ooh, not as good as I thought. 11
does not hit. Sorry. You go and swing, but he after getting incinerated, he goes and looks to his right, and his instincts tell him, and he goes and he barely manages to dodge your strike.
Damn.
Is that going to be the end of your turn?
Yeah, it's gonna have to be. I don't think I have anything else I can do really. So yeah, that'll be the end of my turn.
All right, Delilah, you're up.
It's just that one left in front of Beatrix, and apparently it's weak.
Okay.
You're pretty far away from him, yeah.
Okay. I am going to. I'm going to cast Ray of Frost again.
Okay, go ahead.
Boop.
Roll the hit.
I don't hit.
Okay.
You got
All right,
so
I'm gonna just say now, I don't hit.
All right. So anything else you want to do on your turn after the Ray of Frost goes wide, hits a tree, that kind of thing?
I look at my staff and I'm just like kind of swearing at it, and I'm just like, I'm so incensed with it that I'm like looking at it and I'm almost threatening to break it, and I'm like, I'm even putting it in my mouth like as if I'm like, I might bite it in half. I'm just like, fuck you. And with that, I end my turn.
Laura, you're up.
All right, Laura, can you go 2 for 2?
Right then, firebolt time. Let's go.
Let's go.
Easy clap.
All right.
Easy snipe.
You need to move. You need to move a bit, but you're fully able to. So there you go.
Yep. Easy snipes, boys. Easy snipes. This is going in my YouTube montage.
Okay.
Yep.
20.
A 20. You hit. Roll damage.
7.
Told you, Bunny, that
you kill him. You hit him and you knock him down.
Laura always comes in clutch.
Get out my turf, bitch.
All right. With that being said, the combat gracefully concludes. And I believe that's it. So I'll go ahead and get back to my DM station, and we can think about seeing about wrapping up. With that being said, and combat concluding, is there anything you guys want to do before you finish up?
Delilah is literally just screaming at the sky, and she's just cursing out this Shah, and is basically just saying, fuck your grandmother, fuck your daughter, fuck everything about you, dishonor on your cow, I am actually going to murder you.
Can you are you able to make a dexterity saving throw for me?
Me?
Yes, you.
Oh, fuck. No, Shah's going to kill me. Dexterity saving. 14.
The Shah tries to trip you with a root, doesn't succeed.
Fuck you.
Yeah, so go ahead.
So Laris is just kind of like looking around, panting, just kind of doing a bit of a head count, but otherwise is just kind of looking around.
Okay.
Alora has just kind of got a firebolt in hand and chucking it around, just playing with it. She's just like,
okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything you guys want to do before moving on and continuing to the path?
I guess, can I have a quick search, see if there's any loot on them?
Just a lot of blood and nothing really much though. When you look at the hole, you don't barely even need to make investigation. When you look at look down into the hole, it seems more of kind of like just a long like tunnel down. pretty narrow, and you can assume that it leads to a similar place that you did when you fell down into the cavern that one time.
In which case, the last thing I do is I beckon Delilah over to me and put my hand on her. I'm guessing you don't, not Delilah?
I kind of slump, to be honest, just kind of like, oh, because I'm so disappointed in myself.
And when I kind of channel, rub my hands together, there'll be a nice little yellow glow cover my hands. I'm going to place one hand on myself and one hand on herself and cast Lay on Hands on us both. I've got 15 points of Lay on Hands. I'm going to use 8 on me, 7 on Rhea.
Okay.
Thanks.
And that'll be all gone. And then I kind of let out a sigh and go, is Salem okay?
Salem is just chilling in the background. I think I would assume someone like tied him to a tree or something. She tied her to a tree.
In which case, we will be about to head on. We'll have a conversation about what happened next time. I think we'll save that for the journey next time.
Very much so. All right, and as you guys make your way out of this kind of clearing area, seeing all the deer and everything slaughtered, and all the animals there, you're like, just leave it to nature. You guys basically go and get to the path. And with that being said, you manage to just keep making your way to the Forboding Bogs, which we look forward to making or not to next session.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right. So that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning into today's episode. We love you so much. Thank you so much for supporting us and watching us. We're having so much fun with this show. Thank you guys, and we love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Stay awesome.